happened. The Kolkata Knight Riders back at their den at the Eden Gardens. They have defeated Royal Challengers Bangalore by a whopping margin of 81 runs. Who would have imagined? If you had told me before the game that Kolkata Knight Riders are going to win by 81 runs, that too against RCB, I would have said, "Are you joking?" I am joined by Atrio Mukherjee to discuss the game. KKR scored 204 runs after Lord Thakur decided to bail them out, and then KKR applied their spin trap. Atrio, thoughts on the match?
It was something which happened against predictions, and at
Right,
89 for 5, KKR had no chance of getting towards to even to 150, and from
right,
there on to go on beyond 200 was a phenomenal effort.
right,
And yeah, I mean, it was completely due to Shardul Thakur and also due to Rinku Singh. And
right,
to defend that target with quite aplomb was
right,
took a phenomenal effort from the spinners, and
right.
spinners did most of the damage, and so it was some kind of a game which I was not expecting. I don't know what others were expecting, but I didn't expect this.
Count me in. Count me in as well. Count me in as well.
Yeah, and
But Atrio, yeah, yeah, please.
no, no, tell me.
So we were discussing this off stage as well. Okay, today Shardul Thakur played a special knock, 68 of just 29 deliveries, 9 boundaries, and 3 sixes at a strike rate of 234. This won't happen every day. Even Shardul Thakur will say that it is not going to happen during throughout the tournament. Rahmanullah Gurbaz played a good knock, 57 of 44. But that top order, be it a Venkatesh Iyer, be it a Mandeep Singh, or be it a Nitish Rana, the skipper, I was absolutely fuming. I was traveling back home from Kolkata, and when Nitish played that reverse sweep, I was absolutely fuming, and a couple of guys, the Kolkata local train vibes. They were watching the match on my phone, and they were abusing the hell out of Nitish Rana for playing that shot. But talk to me about that top order. What do they need? Of course, Jason Roy's inclusion will change the dynamics. But the likes of Nitish Rana, Mandeep Singh, these are experienced guys.
When you bring in Jason Roy, you probably leave out Ramatullah Gurbaz, right?
Right, right,
And see, it's about their top order batting. In two matches, their top order has not really clicked. I mean, today it was
right.
Shardul Thakur who bailed them out, and with a lot of
Hmm.
significant amount of help from Rinku Singh. But this
Right,
specialist batters, this batting unit has to fire. Otherwise,
right,
they will leave too much to their bowlers, and it's a solid bowling unit. It's a solid bowling unit. I
right,
mean, today the
right.
faster bowlers went for a few runs, yes, but the spinners responded back phenomenally, and that is their strength. Now, this batting unit has to get its act together. Otherwise,
Right.
it's we are probably looking at too much.
Hmm.
This won't happen every day. I mean, Shardul Thakur will not do this every day.
Right. Absolutely, you're spot on. After I remember during our domestic adda, we had talked about Rinku Singh so much because he was UP's batting order, top order was similar to KKR's top order. They never scored runs. And it was Rinku Singh who used to bail them out every time, 46 of 33 deliveries. And that century partnership with Shardul Thakur changed the course of the game. Although he played a second fiddle, but those hits during his last minutes, they turned out to be crucial.
Absolutely, Rinku Singh is a proven performer for UP in the domestic circuit. We don't have any
Right,
doubt about that. At
right,
this IPL level, he is still, I would say, some kind of a younger performer, as in somebody
hmm,
who's still being worked out and sorted out. So, but the role he played today was extremely crucial, and uh, it was quite easy for him to get carried away because he saw that a more unfancied batter like Shardul Thakur was taking the match to the opponents, and he was not quite
Right.
middling the deliveries, or he was not quite batting the way he wants to. But after that, and despite that, he stuck to his task and remained almost till the end, and hit those few big shots towards the end. That shows that this
Hmm.
boy has some mettle.
Hmm. So we have a Bengaluru representative now in the panel. Bharat Ramaraj joins us. Bharat, I was telling Atrio, we were telling our viewers also that during our pre-show, we all had predicted. Oh, of course, Boria had said that the home crowd might push KKR towards the victory. But Atrio and I were of the view that no chance. Absolutely zero chance. But at the same time, talk to me about this RCB defeat. Where did they go wrong?
Yeah, I guess the slog overs bowling has been a problem for them. Even in the first game, we saw that 86 runs were scored in the last five, and today too, they just couldn't control the things after it was 89 for five or whatever.
Right.
Harshal Patil and Siraj, obviously, they bowled a lot of extras, 20, 23 extras or whatever. Uh, and eventually that went against them because even Harshal Patel's loopy slower ones and all those deliveries, Harshal's slower ones and all those deliveries, it's not working really. The batters seem to be picking him a lot. So that is where I
Hmm.
think RCB it went against them. And after that, obviously the track was turning. It was not exactly a flat pitch. So 204 was always going to be a really tall order, even for Kohli, Duplessis, and all. So and especially against KKR's spin trio. So that I guess it goes back to slog overs. That is where RCB went wrong.
So we are joined by the man who predicted an KKR win, the only man in our panel in the pre-show who had said that, Eden Gardens, home crowd, Shah Rukh Khan waving, it won't be easy. Talk to me about the match and fresh feelings, Buriada.
No, no, I was predicting the night of the underdog. I mean, I had no clues that
Yeah.
KKR would do this. So let's be very clear about it. Having said that, Devashish tweeted halfway that KKR is 15 short. I was about to ask him, how much do you want? 250?
Yeah.
204? You're saying 15 short? What do you want, my friend? What do you want? Having said that, the
Right.
spinners were fabulous. Bharat was absolutely spot on. But Athrev was also, making a very important point. You will not
Hmm.
have Shardul Thakur do it every day. When Andre
Right.
Russell got out, I thought that was an irresponsible shot. That was not what is warranted from somebody like Andre Russell. He needs to take
Right.
responsibility. 83 for 5. We were talking about 140 all out. And then that Shardul Thakur
Right.
innings happened. But that's what T20 is all about, isn't it? Somebody will put his hand up, and all of a sudden, even a fancied RCB, they will sort of unravel. The whole night. I mean, there are some crackers being burst in front of my house. I mean, that is Kolkata for you. Absolutely crazy fans who will go bonkers. Bharat joined the show 2 minutes late. I called him. I was like, Bharat, join. I thought Bharat was in mourning for 2 minutes with the RCB defeat.
Well, quite
Wearing the shirt,
possible. Quite possible.
wearing the shirt.
Quite possible, but Atro and Boria, two of them had predicted that Sunil Narayan versus Virat Kohli is going to be a key battle for today's match, and what a delivery that was by Sunil Narayan to dismiss Virat Kohli. I mean, over the years we have seen Sunil dominate the play, but every time, every season, there's a thing that maybe the powers are waning. He's not that powerful a bowler he used to be back in the days. But every time he steps on the field, you can expect certain magic from Sunil Narayan. After your thoughts on that delivery and that spell by Sunil Narayan?
See, what Sunil Narayan basically does is that he lets loose a mouse on the pitch, and
Hmm.
you cannot predict the behavior of a mouse. I mean, how it's going to, which
Right,
direction it's going to, and all that. Those things you cannot anticipate, and that's something we saw today. But I would also like to say that Varun Chakravarti was also he also played a very very important role,
absolutely.
and so did this newcomer. So did this newcomer. Suyash
Yes.
was
Hmm.
was quite. I mean, yes, he's an unknown commodity, But what he was doing, he bowled a few bad balls, but what he was doing was effectively very, very spot on. And the surface helped him, I mean, helped their spinners.
Hmm.
If you notice that the faster bowlers went for some quick runs, cheap runs in the first few overs. And the moment spin was introduced, the game just took a different turn.
Absolutely. Boria, I mean, Suyash, you just posted his video from the interview with Debashish. He talked about playing in front of 70,000 crowd. He has never played that, playing for Delhi under 25 and suddenly dominating the game. And of course, Varun Chakravarti's spell was special too. Talk to me about Suyash Sharma, how you liked it. You have watched the game. So, what's your early opinion about Suyash Sharma?
Temperament, that is important, and he showed temperament in front of a crowd and also his owner. I mean, you're playing
Yeah.
in front of a massive Eden Gardens crowd which expects you to deliver, and even then some good batters were still there. It's not as if the
Hmm.
game was all done. You know, Dinesh Karthik and people are no muck with the bat. I mean, we've seen what Dinesh Karthik can
Absolutely.
do, what a Michael Bracewell can do. So let's not sort of give him that wickets number 9, 10, 11. That's not the case. They were
Hmm.
good wickets. So credit to the young man for what he did. And that interview was quite interesting. That he said, "मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं
Hmm.
ready हूँ, पर crowds के सामने खेलने के लिए मुझे डर नहीं लग रहा है." So that is new India, isn't it? The IPL is
Right.
what it is, Shubhan, because of this. It all of a sudden throws up a talent from nowhere. It's an aspirational tale. It is a tale of fulfillment. Think about Suyash Sharma tonight. What has happened to him from being where he is where now? He will trend, there will be glare, there will be media, there will be talk, and all of a sudden his cricket career has taken off. That's what the IPL does to you. Absolutely lovely. More importantly, I thought Nitish Rana missed a trick by not starting with Sunil Narayan. And I tweeted it. I mean, come
Hmm.
on, Virat Kohli
Right.
and Faf du Plessis, you go with Suya Sharma up front, or you go with Varun Chakravarti up front, or Sunil Narayan. Why do you want to go with Umesh Yadav, who's chalk and cheese for these fellows? So I thought KKR started poor. The moment spinners came into bowl in the third over, it was game done. Because Kohli has a problem against spin, and that has been established time and again. He's
Right.
such a great batter that he masks that issue, and he's that great, right? Having said that, if there is one little weakness, it is against spin, and people have exploited in the past. Sunil did today, and that's what Atrey and I were talking about in our pre-show. What is also important
Right.
is Varun's comeback, not simply Sunil. Varun allowed Sunil to do what he did because he also put the pressure.
Hmm.
Top draw.
Absolutely, Bharat. Boria made an interesting point. Varun's comeback. Comeback is the key word because he didn't have the best of last seasons. Now this season he's looking a fitter version. He's hungry for wickets. You could see the celebrations. Varun back in the days used to have a very calm celebration, no expressions and all. But this time he looks fired up.
Yeah, a little bit of grip as well at Eden Gardens helped him because otherwise
Hmm.
I've seen teams play him as a kind of slow medium pacer. That also kind of helped him. See, at his best, he's a
Hmm.
very good bowler because if you see, I think it's his carom ball. For his carom ball,
Hmm.
that little finger goes underneath. Otherwise, it's not an
Hmm.
easy delivery to quick. So he has the variations definitely, and that little bit of grip definitely made him even more dangerous in these conditions. So good to see that he's made a comeback from his perspective, and hopefully he can continue to perform.
Hmm. Absolutely, Atro. Let's talk about the man of the moment, Shardul Lord Thakur. 68 of 29, 9 boundaries, three sixes, 234 strike rates. He comes with the ball, picks up a wicket in his 2 overs, gives away 15 runs. Today is the day when King Khan is standing there on the pavilion and Lord is performing on the field. So it is special the way Shardul make his comeback after the last match.
It was a dream day for him, no doubt about it, and it was quite completely unbelievable from the situation he made the match turn and took his team to that kind of a position. As Boria was saying, I mean, 140 was going to be KKR were probably going to settle for, and from
Hmm.
there on to go on to beyond 200 was a I mean unbelievable effort and some kind of a bizarre effort. I mean, the way he was going after the bowling. I mean, that's what surprised me most. that you play the ball according to merit. This guy was going after them. Those sixes, consecutive sixes, and that slap shot over mid-off, which almost took the head of Rinku Singh. Those were just and the sweep. I mean, which was swatted towards between long on and mid wicket. Normally, a sweep shot is
Mid-wicket,
played
yeah.
square on the wicket. This was in front of it and from outside the off stump. So those are the
Right.
kind of shots which he just pulled them off today. I mean, today was his day, and yeah, let's give it to him. I mean, he just delivered an unbelievable performance.
Boria, blockbuster player Shardul Thakur also talked to me about Rahmanullah Gurbaz. I mean, 57 of 44 when all the top order was falling like a pack of cards. It was an important knock, and now KKR suddenly has a headache because Jason Roy is coming. You don't know how to fit him because Rahmanullah Gurbaz is firing all cylinders.
He played very well. I mean, if you see the top
Yeah.
half of the KKR innings, it was only Rahmanullah Gurbaz. I mean, for Nitish Rana to play a reverse sweep first ball against it just made no sense to me. That Michael Bracewell coming in
Right.
to bowl the captain playing the reverse sweep the first ball. I mean, come on. God's sake, don't play that.
Nah.
So when they were under the caution, under pressure, that's when Rahmanullah Gurbaz managed to keep the run rate around 8.5. Now that was quite credible.
Right.
And he played some really good shots. Really good shots.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
another superstar in the making after Rashid. See, I've been following Rahmanullah Gurbaz for the last 6-7 years. If you watch Afghanistan local cricket, if you watch some leagues around the world, this guy has all the shots in the book. It is about converting, not getting out for 15, not getting out for 20 after 2 good hits. Today, he continued. And that is the difference today for Rahmanullah Gurbaz. So, yes, and Shardul, come on here, Shubhayan. I mean, again, this guy, he's done it in different parts of the world. That 2021 series in Australia, he put his hand up. In England, he put his hand up.
Right.
In difficult circumstances, the man has put his hand up. So, whatever we say, limited talent, this, that, he has actually won India key matches. So, of course, there
Right.
has to be something about him, right? To be able to score runs in different parts of the world. His batting, as Athro said to me, was unbelievable. Athro used the word unbelievable. I endorse it. Some of the shots, and you're like, where is this coming from? He was taking the
Right.
bowling apart. You could see Faf du Plessis shaking his head, saying, match is gone. Fantastic innings.
Fantastic innings without a shadow of doubt. And when Gurbaz was playing the shots, we could see the smile on Shah Rukh Khan's face. He was absolutely buzzing, and that's what Gurbaz can do. And before I left the studio, Boria had told me, keep an eye on this guy, Tagda player, and he showed why he is a Tagda player. Bharat, but RCB. The kind of players they have, Virat Kohli, Faf du Plessis, Glenn Maxwell, Bracewell, they all like pace on the ball. But do you feel they are a bit weak against spin and could be exploited throughout the tournament? Especially when the pitches tend to get slower?
Obviously, it's a known fact, right, that Kohli, it's already been talked about that he has a little bit of weakness against spin. His strike rate against Tarin itself, I think, is around 103. It was before this match. Duplessis is very much a bottom-ended player, likes pace on the ball. Yeah, Glenn Maxwell can play sweeps and reverse sweeps, but still, some of his best knocks have come in the UEI during the early part of IPL. That was not the second half in Dubai and all. So he also likes in that sense pace on the ball. So a lot of their batters are those who like a little more pace. So in that
Right.
sense, yeah, RCB, you can say that they might struggle. Even if you look at the 2021 IPL eliminator game they played against, I think it was against KKR only. I guess, yeah, they scored 115, 120 or whatever. Before that, even his SRA just struggled in the 2020 IPL, I guess, 115, 120 again. So if there's a little bit of slow pitch, this Duplessis, Kohli and all, they seem to struggle quite a bit. So not really surprised that they couldn't do well today. And if you as the tournament progresses, they might struggle a bit.
Boria, suddenly a reality check for RCB after this match?
Think about it. All of a sudden, I mean, this is the peculiarity of RCB. One day they will tell you we are invincible, 174
Right.
bowlers, and the next day 100 all out. I mean, it is a weird team. From season one, every year at the start of the season, somebody has to say who will be able to beat RCB. Look at that lineup. and then all of a sudden the team
Hmm.
unraveled. It was another night.
Hmm.
5 overs or
Right.
6, 7 overs of the game, and RCB was nowhere after the KKR spinners got stuck in. Right after the first spell of
Hmm.
Varun and the first spell of Sunil, they were gone. Even before Suyash came,
Hmm.
the match was half done, and then he cleaned it up. So, and you then
Right.
tend to ask, what's going on here? Is it still Faf
Hmm.
and Virat? The moment these two get out, is there a problem? Is Maxwell not the
Right.
same of old? And Maxwell has been the most enigmatic character in the IPL in the worst sense, because you will pay 13 crores for Maxwell and a poor Maxwell will turn up. And how many seasons
Right.
has Maxwell delivered despite being paid top dollar? Bharat knows statistics better than most of us. Ask him. You have picked Maxwell on reputation. How many seasons has Maxwell done justice to reputation? He hasn't. Michael Bracewell, I think, is a good player. Having said that, you look at that RCB attack, Harshal Patel is not the same. Shahbaz Ahmed,
Hmm.
defensive in that sense. Mohammad Siraj
Right.
concede runs towards the end. And then you're like, no Hazelwood. And you know Reese Topley. Is it the same? And you were like, no, boss, it cannot be the same. This is a fairly weakened bowling attack which teams can get stuck in. So, again, will you predict RCB to be the favorites from here on? It will be a very difficult task.
And Sanjay Bangar did confirm during the mid-innings interview that Reece Topley has been ruled out of the tournament, entire tournament. So that comes as a major blow for RCB as well. But Atreo, my final question to you: you talked about KKR's batting. It still needs some work. But now, when Jason Roy is suddenly available for the next match, he will join the team before the match against Gujarat Titans. What changes would you expect KKR to do? Maybe shuffle, bring in a Narayan Jagadishan, maybe tell Nitish Rana to play some sensible shots.
Nitish Rana is the captain, and he will remain the captain for the season, I believe.
Right, right.
It's a when Jason Roy steps into that in this equation, it's a very tough call for the coaches and the team management, because who do you
Right.
drop? I mean, you can't drop, you can't have a foreigner in place of an Indian, right? So it has to be four. So, and
Right.
because Rahmatullah Gurba has done well in the first two matches, reasonably well, and it's going to be a very, very tough call for them. And I still think that Narayan Jagadishan probably deserves at least a couple more chances.
Hmm.
He's not tested at this level. He's phenomenally well in domestic cricket, but that's one notch below. So what he does
Hmm.
here is something we have to see. And as far as your question goes, that how to fit in Jason Roy in this scheme of things, that's a very, very tricky call for the team management.
Well, that's what IPL brings. Plenty of
Well,
headaches,
if
plenty of
Andre Russell is
superstars.
not
Yes.
bowling, if Andre Russell is not bowling after four,
Hmm.
5 games, what's the point? I mean, are you going to stick around with Andre Russell or Team Saudi? One of them will have to make way. Are you going to get in an Indian pacer for Team Saudi? If Andre Russell is not bowling, then that's the big point. Because obviously
You
Sunil
have a
Narine,
David Veazey sitting. You have
you
a
have a
David
David
Veazey sitting on the
exactly.
bench.
Exactly. So you've got to ask yourself, Andre, what is his contribution? He's not the best fielder in the world under any circumstances. So if he's not going to
Right.
bowl, are you going to drop a Jason Roy and keep playing Andre Russell? Are you going to drop a Rahmanullah Gurbaz who's a man in form? Are you going to open with two explosive openers in Gurbaz and Andre Russell, and then get Venkatesh Iyer to play in the middle order and bowl a couple of overs, which Andre Russell could possibly have done? So are you going to try that? Because Jason Roy is a match winner with the bat. Do you want to leave him out? So it's
Right.
a good call for, I mean, again, a headache. Are you going to go with reputation, name, or are you going to go with form? So KKR will have to decide that.
Can you drop a
Absolutely.
Russell?
KKR is good.
Can you drop a Russell? I mean, uh, unless he fails in the next few matches, can you drop him? You have to keep him in the 11.
Big call. That's a
Chandrakant
big call.
Pandit, yeah. Chandrakant
Well,
Pandit is known to have made some tough calls, big calls in domestic circuit, but it's now time for him to take a call in at the highest level.
Just want to add
Or
something.
what you can do, you get Andre Russell to bowl 2 overs and drop Team Saudi.
Uh, Andre
Or
Russell also
maybe play 3 overseas and bring Andre Russell as an impact player if you want.
Possible, but
Exactly,
then you
exactly.
can't fit in a Roy. Then you can't, because you have to play a Naril after this.
Ah.
You have to play a Gurbaz and Roy. So you are playing the three, right? And one between Russell and Saudi. If Russell bowls two, then you start with a Sunil Narayan or a Varun, and you go with an Umesh Yadav. So that's how your power play is covered. Get Russell to bowl one there and get Russell to bowl one at the deck. But get Russell to bowl. The moment you get Russell to
Both.
bowl, you have freed up that spot, and you will be able to play Jason Roy.
See, what has happened.
Interesting. Yes, Bharat. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
Bharat,
Atra, please.
please go on. No, Bharat, please go on.
Russell's form, if you notice, he has been on a slide in the last 1 year. Even in the BPL or for the matter in CPL, so his form has not been good either. So a little bit of pressure would be on him in that sense. So that just I wanted to add that.
And especially when you're not in form, you can't expect to hit the ball one out of the park, which he tried to do so today. Yes, Atra.
Russell has been a non-bowler, as far as I'm concerned. Russell has been a non-bowler in the last couple of seasons. Yes, he has. If you go by numbers, yes. Sometimes there were times when he took wickets, but I think he has not been a bowler of any kind of. As Boria was saying, I mean, let him bowl 1 or 2 overs, but is he in a position to do that? I mean, there are fitness problems. He does his hamstring all the time. He when he goes out to bowl, and that's where I see a slight problem with Russell, the bowler. But these are things that Chandu Pandit, the hard task master, will certain tough calls he will have to take.
Absolutely, in the past, the concern was that you never had a Andre Russell replacement ready on your bench. This time around, you have, as I said, David Busy ready and informed David Busy ready to make a place in that 11. So we'll keep that headache to the KKR team management. We'll let them take the call. But it has been a fantastic chat with you guys about KKR and RCB. Of course, all the Kolkata will be buzzing right now. But we'll be back tomorrow. First with Rohan Chaudhary in the teeing off show, where we'll discuss some IPL, where we'll discuss some badminton as well, because some huge results today in terms of badminton. But again, we'll be back in the afternoon, in the evening, to discuss Lucknow Super Giants versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, who have been bolstered by the return of their skipper, new skipper Ilan Makram, and tall all-rounder Marco Janssen. So let's see how that fares up. So we'll be back at 7 o'clock to discuss that. So join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. to discuss LSU versus the Saturdays. Thank you, gentlemen, and good night.